In addition to the required attribute and use of the type attribute, such as for email validation, there are other Angular validation attributes available. ngMinLength defines a minimum required length for the value in a data entry element. ngMaxLength defines a maximum length for the value of a data entry element. ngPattern validates an entry against a regular expression pattern and can be used for more complex data entry validation than can be handled by a simple mask. ngChange allows for definition of an expression that is evaluated when the content of the input element changes. This allows for some level of custom validation code. Oftentimes, a single data entry element may require multiple validation rules. For example, the product name. It's required, has a minimum length of 4 characters, and a maximum length of 12 characters. Let's give the product name a min and max length and see how to provide multiple validation rules on an element. Here we are back in WebStorm. Once again, we're editing the Product Edit Info View HTML page. We're going to add an ngMinLength to the product name element. So we'll just add that to the end here, and we'll set it equal to 4. We'll also set a max length and set that equal to 12. Now, I know that's a little small, but we want to try it out. We only want to have to put in 12 characters. So let's try this out. We'll go to the product list, we'll go to Edit, and we'll delete the product name so we immediately see product name is required. As soon as we start typing in characters, as soon as we hit the 4th character, the message goes away because now there are more than 4 characters. If we go up to 12 characters, as soon as we hit the 13th character, we again get an error message. But the message is not right. It says product name is required. How do we show different messages for different errors? When there are multiple validation rules defined for a single data entry element, we need to display an appropriate validation message based on the error. One really slick way to handle display of multiple validation messages is using the ngMessages directive. ngMessages is a directive that shows or hides messages based on a key-value pair collection. This directive is similar to a switch or case statement. ngMessage is a directive that defines the specific cases. So the first message is displayed if the $error object contains a key of required with a value of true. The second message is displayed if the $error object contains a key of min length with a value of true, and so on. Neat, easy, but the bad news is that these directives are in Angular version 1.3. The sample application is currently on 1.2. So unless your project is using Angular 1.3, you need another solution. So what are our options for displaying multiple messages now? We can instead use the ngShow directive and access each $error object key directly. So if the required key has a value of true, this message is displayed. If the min length key has a value of true, this message is displayed. And if the max length key has a value of true, then this message is displayed. Let's add this code to the sample application. Here we are back in WebStorm once again, still with the Product Edit Info View HTML page open. Let's change the message text for the product name to display the appropriate message. So we're going to replace this span tag that we have with the one from the slides. If the error key value collection contains a key of required and the required rule is broken, this message is displayed. If the key value collection contains a key of min length and that rule is broken, this message is displayed. Same with max length. Let's try this out. We'll go to Product List, we'll edit the hammer, We'll delete the contents of the element and it says product name is required. We put in the first character and it tells us product name must be at least 4 characters in length. So as soon as I typed in a character, it re-evaluated the validation and displayed the appropriate message. Now as soon as I get to the 4th character, that message goes away. If I keep typing, as soon as I hit that 13th character, I get a new message that the product name cannot exceed 12 characters in length. It works. But notice that I can still save. I can save this data even though it's not valid. That's not good. We need to prevent the submittal of the form if there are validation errors.